Hello, hello. Let's see. Test, test, test. Okay, cool. Mhm. All right. So 35 minutes ago, we had a news release. So let's see what is remaining in price and read the remainder of the AM session. The news release was a Fed chair speech, usually results in some volatility. So first and foremost, let's drop into 15. We have strong displacement to the upside here. We stop just short of this swing low, creating another relative equal high. Sorry, swing high. Creating another relative equal high. Then this here is our new week opening gap. I mean, new day opening gap from open, close to open. New day opening gap. This would be for yesterday. Then basically have this order block right here. So if price comes back down into it, we would anticipate some sort of move higher. Let's see what happens on 5-minute chart. Actually, let me see what else we have on 15. This is actually the 21st to 22nd. So, because it was on Wednesday, 4:45 p.m. to Wednesday, 6 p.m. So then 21st, 22nd. Then we have 22nd to 23rd right here. Right. This is a daily imbalance as well, daily inefficiency, which we can see we came back into and filled completely. We stretched up on the upside above this short-term high, then came back into it, filled it, and now we're trading just outside of it. Let's see. what happened here is basically, it's actually a nice sell-off here. We could see we took out the relative equal highs, then broke lower, taking out these two short-term lows right there. Let's take this one. And then we create a shift in the market structure to the downside. And this is our little fair value gap. So looking at this now, I think price could actually come back down into this relative equal lows first. Especially since it's coinciding with an order block on 15-minute chart. Price will want to draw into this, and regardless whether it's going to fill it or not, this blue inefficiency, it will definitely want to sweep the sell side liquidity below these relative equal lows. If it takes out this swing low, let's see if price comes back down into this inversion fair value gap. Or if it just shoots directly for the relative equal lows, which it does. Voila. We have now reached the order block, and I honestly think it might continue lower, just overshooting it back into the new day opening gap and back into the bottom of the daily or inefficiency. Let's even it out a little. I think it's going to draw to this end dog as of today. There's sell side below here, right there, which it just swept. All of this sell side below here. Sell side below here as well. Let's see how price acts here. Because it is a previous level of sell side liquidity, relative equal lows, we aggressively broke through it, and then now we have formed um, an inefficiency. I would anticipate this inefficiency to be like an area price would come back into, tap it again, and then continue its descent. Specifically, I want the consequent encroachment not to be touched. We haven't even reached the 25% of that gap. As of right now, this is a good. So then from here, we can anticipate price to go lower into the close of the new day opening gap. So far, I like it. We've come back up into this last down up close candle before the sell-off. I would like to see strong move down. Well, this now just shows that we're likely to enter a little bit of a longer retracement. swept this buy side liquidity just above this short-term high. This is the one I'm talking about. Consequent encroachment of this gap. I find it interesting how price just still remains to kind of stay inside of that blue cibby. We'll see if it continues to do that. The fact that it has gotten up into the upper portion of it and is now trading slowly outside of it, I feel like this is slowly inverting and it's likely to continue higher into the equilibrium of this sell-off leg. But then now with this displacement, it is quite clear that now price is actually aiming for the new day opening gap as we were talking earlier. And if you sell right here, if it gets to it. Well, hmm. Anyhow, let's get back to what I was doing before. I was just basically marking out and journaling this previous move that um, happened, and I'm training my mind to see it as it happens live, and I'm writing down the logic that I understand that basically leads up to that trade forming. So as I said, when we have two sides of the marketplace that are equally likely to be, well, targeted, we just need to anticipate more information from the marketplace. So um, that's basically here. For example, we have a new day opening gap below us and then a new day opening gap above us. We have a news release at 10, strong displacement to the upside. As a result of that displacement, we've created a 15-minute inefficiency, 15-minute order block. Um, I didn't transpose those things onto 1 minute chart, but they're there. Here we can see quickly. As a result of 10 a.m., we have this strong candle up, and then this is the fair value gap that I was talking about. That in of itself is also a reason that price would want to retrace back into it, regardless if it's going to shoot past it or just kind of like enter it and reverse. We don't have to think about that. We just take that into account as another likely reason for price to draw towards to fill that inefficiency. So when we have equal equal lows and equal highs, we wait, and at 10:28 we run these smooth highs. Um, this is where the stop hunt occurs, and then at 10:30 we start seeing price displays below a short-term low, and then stay there, forming a red sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Price enters into it, and now that we have basically had a stop hunt occur at relative equal highs, it is more likely to see that relative equal lows will be the target. And that target, we can anticipate it to be hit, like if we just aim for the lowest hanging fruit, we can enter there and then hold for the relative equal lows. Likewise, that would be basically shorting um, into the blue 15-minute BISI and into the order block, and certainly you can hold further until the relative equal lows prior to 9:30 a.m. Um, because basically that would be the low of the New York AM session. As we can see, price didn't actually make it all the way to the new day opening gap, so it has really been left unfilled. And I don't know, like at this point, it's just it's uncertain, and we don't have to really know what's gonna happen. We don't have to guess. I think the main move of the day, or at least the AM session, was this one right here. That's why I didn't feel like it'd be a good idea to just short here generally, because although we are very close to this potential target, we are at the heels of the old run, the heels of this sell-off, and it would be basically like chasing price. Let me quickly journal that. Right. So with that, it's entering into 11:20, and this is usually the time I'm not looking at the chart, so I'm probably gonna end it here. Let's see again what's happening here. At this point, we have both liquidity again on the sell side right here, and on the buy side, we're very close to this relative equal high. We're in the middle of the range, like dead center almost. Well, craving, like slightly going towards the upper portion of that range. But again, this is not, you shouldn't diddle in the middle. Like it's just difficult to read, and it just implies you could be facing other problems if you, for example, think if you're so convicted, it can easily sway you. And unless you're, unless you see one side of the marketplace be taken out, then I think that would be the right approach to your next steps. But at this point, yeah, this was a lovely move. Just gonna mark out a couple more things. And then this one. All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna leave you. Hey, it's Friday. Didn't take any trades this week, and that's fine. I'm gonna compile a little presentation, I think. That's what I'm gonna do next time instead of just kind of reading off my notes. So it might be a little more engaging. And yeah, I'll just throw in these examples in there. Um, this week's schedule has been a little late, I find. I would probably prefer to be in front of the charts a little earlier, just because it seems to me that I get into this mindset a little better, ready to read price and ready to follow. Um, yeah, other than that, hopefully you have a good week and think about what you've learned. Think about your mistakes that you feel like maybe something you shouldn't have done, or maybe something you should have done. It's a good reflection questions. Um, yeah, all right. Well, I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.